Hello my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be doing one of my Sketching 101 series. I feel a challenge that we can have as artists is getting proportions right and perspective and things like that. And one of the best ways to improve is by sketching as often as you can. I try to sketch on a daily basis. And I'm going to show you today the project that I'm going to be doing is this centerpiece that I have on my table. Now, it doesn't matter really what you choose, but I find it's important that you have in front of you a real object. Sometimes we think things look a certain way when they really don't. So it's important to have a real object or even a photo. Now I'm going to show you today how to start with a sketch. This is the sketch that I did, and then to go a step further, I did a painting sketch, which it can really help you. If you're planning on doing a painting, then you can see if the colors are working for you. Now, one of the first things when you're sketching, besides having a real object in front of you or a photo, so you get a good idea what your object is going to look like, is to put your sketching pad on an easel or lift it up somehow. Now, this is a small sketching pad. What I use are these sketch pads. This is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So it's not a big pad, and it's very handy to sketch on a daily basis. And I also do my painting sketches on this. So the first thing I do is I look at what I'm going to sketch and decide, is this going to be a landscape or a portrait? And just quickly looking at the size of this object, I can see that is longer than taller. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch this as a landscape. Now the first thing I do, so I get all my proportions right, is I divide my paper roughly in 4. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then in the center. This is going to make sense to you in a minute. So once I have my 4 quadrants in here, because the painting is so wide, I'm going to, just to help me out, I'm going to do another couple of lines here. Now the key when you're drawing, when you're sketching, is not to look at the object. When I'm looking at this and I want to sketch it, I don't see a centerpiece. What I see are the geometrical figures. And this is what's going to help me immensely doing my sketch. So instead of trying to draw a centerpiece, I'm going to do the geometrical figures. So I'm going to start here by placing the glass piece in here, and I see an oval. There we go, that's the opening. And then I see the roundness. I see it's rounder this way and rounder this way, wider I should say than the opening. Then I'm going to do my bottom here, and there is the bottom part. This is a little bit more round. I can't really see it. I can only see this part. There it is, roughly. Now in the center, I see my candle, and the candle is going to be very similar shape to what we just done. There's the candle. And there's going to be my little flame. Now, if this is sitting on a square plate, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my square plate, and these lines that I drew here are really going to help me decide where the plate is going to stop. So I'm going to see, where does the corners of the plate go? I think they'll go around here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my lines to create the plate that this is sitting on. Now I see the edges of the plate are a little bit lifted up, so I'm just going to recreate that. And then there's a little edge which I'm going to add here. And that gives me very good sketch of what I'm doing. Now I see all the berries, the greenery around. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add my greenery in here. Just roughly. It's right in there. And because the glass is clear, I see some going on the other way. I think that one went a little bit too high, but that's okay because this is just a sketch. That's the whole point of the sketch. And there's my rough sketch. It is center. The openings are right. Now, if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter because this is just a drawing. It is not. The only time you really have to worry that it's perfect is if you're doing a portrait. Now this is step one. If you want to make this into a little painting like I did, because I find a sketch with paint really helps too, you can either erase all these lines and paint right on it. But what I do is I use a Sharpie like this one, ultra fine point. And what I do with my Sharpie is I go around the lines, around all my lines, just like that. Ignoring, of course, all the sketchy lines that I did. That's the bottom of my bowl, and I'm going to do the greenery in here. This is where all the greenery and the berries are going to go. Okay. And my dish, where this is sitting on, is right there. Doing this is going to give me a very clear look of my sketch. Now once this is done, I'm going to because I already sketched it, I don't want to sketch it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some transfer paper. Now if I want to do this on a larger canvas or paper, I can enlarge it in my photocopier the size that I want it, and that prevents me from having to sketch it all over again. Or I can sketch it again since I know how to do it now. Now what I'm going to do is, because this is already sketched, is I am going to transfer it into here with some transfer paper. And I'm just going to follow the clear lines that I've done. It saves me time. And I know my sketch is good, it's center. I know my proportions are right. And I roughly do my greenery. I don't have to do a lot of details because I can do that when I paint it. I'm going to do the dish, and it's sitting on. And I think I got everything. And there we go, my friends. We have a sketch ready to go. Now, in order not to make this video really long, I'm going to stop right here, but I am going to do a part 2 on how to do a sketch with paint as well, because then this will give you a really good idea on your values, where your shadows are, if the colors are going to work for you. So I'm going to do a second video on